Hi, welcome to the world of remote learning. I know this is going to be a challenge, but I also know that it's a learning experience and something that we will benefit from in the long run as we explore other ways of meeting our kids' needs. Like so many of the tools that we have available to us as optional, this particular tool has been available to us since before um, all the virus stuff started. And I just want to share with you because it may be a way that you can find to help make your interactions with your students easier and more accessible. So today we're going to be talking about Quizbot and making accessible assessments. So Quizbot is a tool that was created by Don Johnston in order to support quick and effective development of not formal assessments, but those mini assessments that you might use along the way to ensure that your students are getting it. So you know how hard it is to make up a good question, and this is one way that you can kind of have some support with that. And also if you need to modify for a student or make an accommodation for a student because it's using Google Forms, it gives you a little bit more flexibility with that. So in a previous video, I showed you how to add Quizbot to your extension bar, which would be what you see up here. If you have forgotten that or have not viewed that video quickly, I'm going to show you that you can go to your three dots, go to settings. Oops, excuse me. Okay, we're going to go to the three dots and go to more tools and go to extensions. And in extensions, you'll see this grid that shows all the extensions that you have already loaded on your computer that may or may not be activated. So they may or may not be showing up here, but they are on your computer. If you don't see Quizbot there, then you can go to the Chrome Web Store and download Quizbot and have it'll show up on your extension toolbar. So that is a free tool. You won't have to pay for it. It's part of our learning suite that we have from John Johnston, and that's there for all of you teachers, regardless of what your grade level is. So the way that it works is really kind of neat. You have this icon showing up here in your extension bar. You can create a quiz from a page, from a web page, from a document. You can create a quiz from selected text on that page or document. And here you can control the kinds of questions that are included in that quiz. So you can see all of mine are active right now with the maximum question per type of 5, which means that this would probably be a 15 question quiz. If you don't like that type of question, or it's not appropriate or whatever, or you want to have fewer numbers of quiz items, you can adjust all that according to what you want. So once you have that all set up, let's say we're on this page, and when I went through the resources, animals are one of the focus for the first week that we do our remote learning. So here we are. Here's something about an animal, and I am going to go to my Quizbot. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to tell it to create a quiz from this page. So it's going to create that quiz, and you can see the prompts down there that the form will open when it's ready. Down here, I'm getting these cues. I'm just going to be patient and wait for a second because I know this is going to create my quiz much faster than anything that I could create by reading that passage and then trying to make a good test or quiz out of it. And here we go. So now you see we're over in Google Forms, and Google Forms is part of your Google Classroom suite. So as you probably have used this before, you can see that there are a variety of questions made up, and here are your ways that you can modify your question or add a resource. So you could add a video explaining what you're going to do with your students or what you want them to do. You can add text. You can do all these different things which again would be lessons in themselves. But let's just look at this specifically. Here is the quiz that was creative. It has the student's email address because it is going to collect that automatically unless you delete this, and all of this can be modified. And here is the name of the student as they fill in their test. And just like when we were up here and we were looking at the options of what kinds of questions to ask or generate, we had some vocabulary questions. So here are some vocabulary questions from the article and the answers. And if you click on it, you're going to see what the correct answer is. You're going to see the points that were ascribed to it, and you're going to be able to control whether it's a required question or not, or do any other editing. So if you have a student who has a reduced number of answer choices, you could delete some of those and save that with a different name so that your student would be assigned that accommodated or modified quiz. If you didn't like a particular question, you could delete it if you wanted to, or you could edit it so that it better got to the information that you were trying to get to. Here's some examples of the close passages. And so it's looking at some vocabulary and trying to see if the students are understanding the vocabulary there. So this is the text of the website as it was. And then that's the maze questions. And honestly, I am not a teacher and I'm not really sure how that works, but you can see here the map of the African wild dog classification and things like that that are apparently related to the text that was in this website. So just to know, again, you could delete this. We could delete this whole thing and just tell it to go away. Delete that section. If you don't do maze type things, you can have it all set up the way that you want, customized. And then if they do open it up and they open up their quiz in as a student, they can have that quiz read to them either through Snap and Read or some other reader that they're using. So that is how you can make the quiz. You can, of course, as always, see the responses. You can download the database into a spreadsheet and get the responses on each question so you can see how each student was doing on the different questions to see what needs to be addressed in your future support as you're guiding that student. So anyway, that is, again, a free tool. It offers you a lot of flexibility. It's quick. It does give the student access to having it read to them. And it lets you modify it and save different versions so that it's quick and easy for you to meet the needs of a variety of different students. If you have other questions or concerns about it, I hope that you will feel free to contact me through my email, and I will be happy to discover or help you discover how to better utilize this tool in meeting the needs of your students. So thank you very much and good luck with everything. I know that we are a team that will pull together and meet the needs of our kids.